kids. Hello C3 Tots. How are you? I hope you're ready for today's true story from the Bible. We are going to be thinking about who we should love. Who do you love? Do you love your mummy? Or your daddy? Maybe your brother or your sister? Maybe you've got a special friend at school that you really love, or a favourite teacher. These people make us feel so special, don't they? And so loved ourselves. But today's passage from the Bible is teaching us that we shouldn't necessarily just love those people, but we should love somebody else too. Should we find out who? Let's read it together. Luke chapter 6, starting at verse 27. But I tell you who hear me, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who ill-treat you. That is a big surprise. We aren't just to love our friends and our family, but we're to love our enemies. People that hate us, people that curse us, that say unkind things to us, people that ill-treat us. Maybe they ignore us or they laugh at us when we say something. Now this is a very hard thing because it's horrible when people treat us like that, isn't it? The Bible here is saying that one reason some people might treat us like that is because we say that Jesus is the King. And some people don't like that. So sometimes we might be treated not very kindly because we trust in Jesus. Let's find out what happens next. If someone strikes you on one cheek, turn to him the other cheek also. If someone takes your cloak, do not stop him from taking your tunic. Give to everyone who asks you, and if anyone demands what belongs to you, do not demand it back. Do to others as you would have them do to you. These are strange ideas, aren't they? If someone hits you in the face, should you let them hit the other side too? If someone tries to take my top, should I let them my t-shirt too? What Jesus is saying here is that if someone is unkind to you, don't treat them the same way back. If someone says something unkind to you, don't say something unkind to them. Instead, treat them as Jesus would have us treat them. And he says, if someone curses you, you should bless them. You should say kind things back to them. That is a very hard thing to do, isn't it? Let's find out why Jesus wants us to do this. If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners love those who love them. Well, that's true, isn't it? People of this world, sinners in God's eyes, love each other still, don't they? And treat each other kindly. And if you do good to those who are good to you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do that. And if you lend to those from whom you expect repayment, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners, expecting to be repaid in full. People who don't trust in Jesus and live for this world treat their friends nicely, don't they? They are good to them, they lend them money, expecting to get it back. That's how the world works. But we are not in this world to fit in. We are in this world to stand out for Jesus, and so we need to behave differently. Let's see why. But love your enemies, do good to them, and lend to them without expecting to get anything back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be sons of the Most High, because he is kind to the ungrateful and wicked. Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful. Wow, the world does not love their enemies. They would think that is crazy. But that that is exactly why we should love them, do good for them, lend to them when they are in need, and to pray for them. Did you hear why? It is because we get a great reward and we get to be called sons of the Most High. God, we get to call him our Heavenly Father, the creator of the whole world and the universe. We get to call Father. Wow. Why else did you hear? Because he is kind to the ungrateful and to the wicked, which we were and sometimes still are, but we get to say thank you because of Jesus and because he is merciful. He gave us such undeserved kindness by sending his son to die for us and the sins that we do. Now, we are to love our enemies because never, ever has there been a more extreme demonstration of loving enemies than when we still hated God. He sent his one and only son to come and die, to give his life so that we can call God our Heavenly Father and we can receive his kindness even though we're wicked and ungrateful, and we can accept his mercy. We do not deserve it, and we need to love our enemies because we have been so loved by God. Now, to help us remember this, we're going to make this craft. It's a big heart. There's arms across it. You might not be able to see very clearly. There's arms across it. On the outside of the arms, it says, "The world hates enemies." Because the world thinks that we should block people that aren't kind, doesn't it? Ignore them. But what does Jesus say? Open up the arms. Jesus says, love your enemies because you have been so loved. And then woven into our heart are all the reasons why we should do this. Let's see. Because we get to be called sons of the Most High. Because our Heavenly Father is merciful, and so we should be merciful. Because our Heavenly Father is kind to the ungrateful and to the wicked. These are wonderful things that we need reminding of because it is hard to be kind to people when they are unkind to us. But just remember everything that God has given you and every kindness that he has given you, even though we don't deserve it at all. It is a wonderful thing to be part of God's family and to be forgiven by him for all the things that we've done. I hope you've enjoyed our C3 Kids and Tots story today, and I hope you enjoy doing that craft. Please do send me a picture of what you've made. I'd love to see it. I'm sorry, our smile fell down as well. Isn't it brilliant to be loved by God? Bye, everybody.